Okay, we are live. Thank you for everybody who's here joining in. I hope you can hear me okay. Um, Trying out this new headset, so I hope you can hear me. And as I said, our topic for today is going to be money matter mistakes and some strategies that we can use to start fixing those issues. Now, as you know, a lot of us with ADHD do struggle with finances and money matters. It just is what it is, some more than others. I say that because, again, there are different types of ADHD, there are different degrees of ADHD. And just because you and I both have it doesn't mean we have the same symptoms and the same struggles. Now, money management is one of the executive function skills. Those are the skills that we need in order to perform everyday, daily tasks. Okay, so money management is one of those skills. So if we're struggling with that, it's a deficiency in that executive function skill. Okay, so let's get it started. All right. I have learned to deal with my money issues. Um, First of all, because of our mindsets. My mindset has changed as I've gotten older and as I learn more about money. But your mindset will definitely have a major impact of how you deal with your money and handle your finances. If you grew up with the typical just put your money under the mattress or just put it in the bank, then that's what you know. That's what you do. And more than likely, you'll pass it on to the children. As you get older, if you have discovered and learned that there are other ways to save your money and make it grow, then you'll do things like investing in Bitcoin and online savings account and those kinds of things. I have learned a lot through podcasts and YouTube and a lot of those different platforms about ADHD women, about menopause and ADHD, about money and ADHD, and those kinds of things. The two actual books that I use are this one, you can see that, ADD and Your Money by Stephanie Moulton Sarkis, PhD, and Carl Klein. Okay. And my favorite one, which is not ADHD direct, but because of the way it's written, it's so easy and simple to understand, even for our ADHD brains. She makes it make sense for everybody. And this is Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche, otherwise known as the Budgetista. Okay, so check out those two books if you like, or like I said, go on YouTube, listen to podcasts, take courses, financial courses, money matter courses, etc. And the Budgetista does have courses on that, different levels, different areas. Again, she makes it super simple, super easy to really grasp all stages, all aspects of money and management and finances. Okay, so that's the mindset piece. It does depend on your environment, your experiences, and your actual understanding of money and how it works and how it doesn't. So, banking. Banking and credit cards I will put together because they usually go together. Either you get a credit card from your bank or you're getting it from some other bank. Chase, Bank of America, you know the names, you know the branches. but that's usually where we get our credit cards from. Banks and credit cards love to offer that cash back deal. And I did this because there's a catch to that. But a lot of us with ADHD or with money struggles, we just hear cash back and we just get all excited and, woohoo, I'm going to get some money back. Okay, so if we really calm our minds, because that's what you have to do when you have ADHD or any kind of dysfunction in your executive skills, you have to first calm your mind so it can think and rationalize. The mind can't think when it's hyper and excited or upset or anxious or stressed or scared. You've got to calm it down. Take deep breaths, go for a walk away and come back, whatever you need to do to calm your mind. However that looks for you, that's what you have to do before you take any action. Look at your email or text or whatever you got about the banking cash back. And usually it is limited in what you get back and it's tied to a certain amount that you have to spend. So let's take, for example, you get $25 cash back if you spend $100 using this new credit card. Well, the ADHD person is going to be like, all right, I'll get $25. I'm going to go buy me this and that and this and that. Spend $100 and get $25 back. Well, once we really calm our minds down so we can think and process that, what it's really saying is, I want you to go out and buy $100 worth of stuff that you probably don't even need right now. So I can give you back only one fourth of what you spent. Do the math. $25 times 4 equals $100. So what you're really saying is you want me to spend 4 times more what I need to spend just to get one fourth of what I've spent. Not even half. You're getting half of half. That's how you got to break it down. You have to rationalize and think about it, but you can only do that when you're calm, when your brain is calm. That goes with the banks, credit cards, any of that stuff that's offering cash back. Your bank policies, especially online purchases. Okay. You have to be able to make sure you understand how to read your online account, especially when you purchase something after banking hours or after banking hours on the weekends, because your available amount is still going to reflect what you had in there 2 o'clock on Friday. So if you buy something Friday, Saturday, Sunday, especially online, it may not show up until Monday. But if you're going by what the online amount says, you're going to mess your bank account up. You have to physically keep track of your money every time you swipe your card, every time you write a check, if that's still a thing. Every time you buy something online, you have to subtract that yourself from your amount so you have an accurate record of what you really have in the bank. Because again, online banking, it's electric, it's electronic. It can have blurbs and freeze ups and delays and whatnot. So that's up to you to keep track of that. And you can do that. It may take a minute to do it, but if you want to keep accurate notes and account of your money, that is what you're going to have to do for you. They have budget planners out there and all of that stuff that you can use and write down everything you buy. I don't care if it's a pack of gum, write it down in your budget planner or somewhere where you're keeping track every single day. Okay. All right. The budgetista advice for banking is open two checking accounts and have one checking account as your direct deposit, have a second checking account for paying your bills, but you only need one banking card. Okay, so I would put the banking card with the direct deposit account. Okay, now for the savings account, I would open that online. It makes it less accessible. If you can't easily get to the money, you're not going to be so quick to try and spend it. If you open a savings account at the bank where the checking accounts are, it's too easy for you to go online or on your phone and just transfer that money in there. That's not solving the problem. You want to open an online bank. And again, the budget needs to goes into that. She actually has YouTube videos on that. Okay. Okay. Uh, free trials. Now, free trials are just that. They're trials. They're not ongoing. They're trials for a set specific time. 1 month, 2 months, 3 weeks. That's it. And then they start charging you, which is why they ask you for your credit card number when you set up and sign up for these free trials. Because the day that it's over, the very next day, they automatically start charging that card or bank account. You have to read and know what you're signing up for. It's not the bank's job to explain that to you. If you're signing up for anything, you need to know what you're signing up for. Every aspect of it. And yes, I know that writing is tiny and hard to see and whatever, but you have to do your due diligence. Again, that's your job, it's your responsibility. So if you only want to participate in the free trial and take advantage of that while it's going on, perfect, fine. But you need to know when that trial ends and cancel it before it starts to charge your card or your account. Okay? You have to know that. If the offer states it, it's up to you to write it down, put it in a calendar somewhere so you won't forget it and know so that you just know. Okay? Next thing I want to talk about is oh, and with the online savings account, I'm sorry, do not get a card for that. No, no debit card for the savings account. You just want it to just sit and collect money and interest. Set up a direct deposit from your payroll so that they put a certain portion of your check into that online savings account. If they're not willing to do that, then have them split your check and put some of the money in the first checking account and some money into the second checking account. And then you can set up the online savings account to have the transfer made yourself. Okay. If that doesn't make sense, then like I said, go on the budgetista and she explains it very, very clearly. Okay. Reading the fine print before purchases, especially with the credit cards. Okay. There is interest charged to that per day. Just because you have a card with a $5,000 limit doesn't mean that you can just go and spend $5,000 and just be done. You have to pay that back, all of it. Now, you could pay the minimum all you want to, but there is interest charged on the leftover amount every day. And yes, the credit cards tell you that, but it's in that little teeny writing that takes up about 4 or 5 pages that most of us with ADHD are not going to take the time to read. Heck, People without ADHD probably don't take the time to read that because it's so much and it's so tiny, but it's in there. The only way to stay ahead of that is to either pay it all off, just make small purchases and pay it off, or if it has to be a big purchase, then double up on your payments. Instead of paying once a month, pay something on it every time you get paid. Pay as much on it as you can every time you get paid. Don't wait for that month to come around. That's how you stay ahead of that. Or you can just get a credit card, one credit card that you use for small purchases that you can pay off, like one credit card just for your cell phone bill. After you pay it, the credit card, after you pay the cell phone bill with the credit card, then when it's time for the monthly bill to come, pay it all off $50, $60, $70, whatever your credit card is. Same thing with the gas. You can use a credit card just for your gas purchases. You buy the gas, the monthly bill comes in, boom, pay it off in full. That will help a lot to manage your money, keep you financially stable, and it really helps your credit score. That's another issue. That's a whole nother story, right? Okay. Uh, I want to talk about PayPal accounts, which is actually part of banking. A lot of the stuff that we buy online, we are paying with it through PayPal. Now, please hear me when I say if you decide to stop paying on whatever that item is or course or whatever that you used or got and purchased through PayPal, it's not enough to just cancel it with the company. You also have to cancel it with PayPal. Let me say that again. If you purchase anything through PayPal, meaning you buy something online and it takes you to PayPal to purchase, then you have a deal with PayPal. You have a deal with PayPal. The company is now out of it because they're using PayPal to collect their money. So if you decide that you can't make the payment anymore, or if you change cards, you lose your card, whatever, yes, you need to call the company, but you also have to contact PayPal because PayPal will keep trying to collect that debt. And what happens is it not only messes up your bank account, but it also messes up your PayPal account. How do I know? Been there, done that. Trust me, I know. You have to deal with both whenever there's a PayPal purchase involved. Okay. And my last point is communication. Communication is key when it comes to managing your money, keeping your bank accounts in a positive light, should I say? Communication. And that means any bill or purchase or course, anything that you're paying over time or that you're paying monthly, anything, you need to communicate if there is just a disruption in that payment. If you need to skip a payment or two or three payments, or if you can't pay the set amount, or if you're going to be late on your payments, any issues that deters from the original agreement, communicate with the company and with your bank, your rental office, your car loan, your utilities. Most people don't know that the utilities will either give you payment options, payment arrangements. They'll put you on a payment plan. You can be on a budget friendly plan, which means you pay the same amount every month. Most people don't know that about utilities, and they definitely not going to advertise it, but they do. They do that for you. If you're behind 1 month, Call the utility companies, ask them what your options are. They will give you payment options, but you have to reach out and communicate first. Same thing with your rent, same thing with your car note. For the car note, you need to call the bank that's holding your note. Sometimes they will push that 1 or 2 month late payment back to the end of the loan. They're not going to advertise and tell you that. You have to call and communicate. It depends on the bank. Some will, some won't, but you don't know if you don't ask. But just letting it go and not paying it and, oh, I'll catch up with it when I can. Don't be surprised you go outside and your car's gone. Because guess what? The banks, the utility companies, the rental car companies, or anybody else that you have to make payments to do not care about your ADHD. They don't care that you're bad with money. They don't care that you struggle with executive function skills, that there's a deficiency and blah, 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 blah. They don't care. All they want to know is when will they get their money? Can you pay it this week? Can you pay it next week? Can you pay half this week and pay half the next time you get paid? Can you make payments? Or we'll just split your payments up and just add that amount to your upcoming monthly bills or whatever. They will work it out, but you have to communicate and let them know what's going on each and every time. If you are behind this month and you get caught up and you're doing good for 3 or 4 months and then bam, you get backtrack again or get backed up again in like 4 or 5 months, call them back. Call everybody. Whoever's going to be late, that's who you need to talk to. They can't read your mind and no, they don't want to hear all these excuses. They may let you get by once or twice, but they're not going to keep wanting to hear. I'm ADHD, I forgot. I struggle with money because I'm ADHD. So, uh, no, they have nothing to do with that. You've got to figure it out. You have to figure it out. Okay? But again, it all goes back to educating yourselves. Learn all you can. Our environments impact that, our experiences impact that. But you have to make up in your mind, change your mindset. I can do better. How do you do better? You got to learn. Learn a new thing. Because only when you know better, then you can do better. To know is to learn. You got to learn. Teach yourself. Take courses. The Budgetista or others that are out there that offer finance courses or go on YouTube and learn that way if that's what you want to do. But you have to figure it out because they have their rules and they're not going to bend them or change them for you. They may help you stay within those parameters to make your payments or get caught up on your payments or whatever the situation is, but that's up to you, boo. Banks are not set up for that. They're set up to make money, period. We have to learn all we can about our money, and we have to learn it in a way that makes sense to our ADHD brains. When you have your monthly bills, write them on your calendar just like you do your appointments. Put them all on the same calendar. Color code them. Okay? You can put like your bills that are due in red, and the day you pay them, put them in green, along with the bill, the amount, confirmation number. Put your appointments in another color, maybe blue. Or just make a list. Make a list, like on one of these little pads, and put that in the calendar for that month. So you can see all your monthly bills right in front of you all at one time. Or just put them, write the name of the bill in the calendar on the date it's due, or maybe like 1 or 2 days before, so that way you're never late. Like if you're, let's say your electric bill is due on the 7th, write that your electric bill is due on the 5th. Just put electric on the calendar that says, the calendar date that says the 5th. So that way you're never late. You're always paying it on time. Yeah, those are just little things that I do. They've been very helpful. Okay. Uh, why don't you go over these things? Now, a lot of us get these little things in the mail. Okay. They look like a check. They feel like a check, what have you. It's not a check. Because if you read right here, it says financial offer enclosed. But a lot of us get so excited because it looks like a check. We just snatch it open and bam! Look, we got a check. Oh my God. I got $35,500. I'm going to go and cash this. Oh my God. I could do so much with this. No, no. Push pause, calm your brain, and read. Because also on this check, it says right here that this is not a check. You cannot cash this. You cannot take this to the bank and collect $35,500. You can't even take this to the bank and deposit it. Why? Because it's not a check. Eh, my foster mom used to always say everything that glitters is not gold. This is glitter, it's not gold. This looks like glitter. Not even glitter. It looks like glitter. It has the appearance. No, this is not a real check. You have to read. And unfortunately, reading comes with all of this. But once you read it, you will see that it's not a check and you will understand why they sent you this check is to get you to sign up for something, which means another bill, which means another monthly payment, and it means interest. So the budgetista says to set up a budget, hence her name, the budgetista. Set up a budget. Write down everything that you owe every month, how much you make every month. Subtract all of that out, and that'll tell you what you have at the end. And when I say write down everything, I mean every bill, every payment, groceries, gas, the cell phone, internet, everything. Write it down as part of your monthly bills. If you're paying your son's car note or your son's cell phone, write all that down. Subtract it from the money that you bring in or that you and your husband bring in, and that'll tell you what you have left over at the end of the month. That is a great way to keep up with your money. Keep track of what goes out, what you spend. Again, like I said, I don't care if it's a pack of gum, a tube of chapstick, write it down. And if you have a business, your business account should be separate from your personal account. Keep them separate, no intermingling, because Uncle Sam is not going to be happy if you have to get audited. He's not going to be happy with those financial finagling. Not going to be happy at all. And so those are my 5 points. If there are any questions or concerns, please put them in the chat and I will go through all of them at the end of this live. But I'm right about 30 minutes almost, so I'm gonna let you all go in respect of your time, my time. It's Sunday. I know you want to get to your fried chicken, whatever you have for Sunday dinner. And I leave you with this from the movie The Help. Always remember, you is kind, you is smart, you is important. Goodbye for now. Hope you all have a wonderful Memorial Day tomorrow. Be safe, be careful. Until next time.